The priests and the prayer was there in time of festival and in time of fear and sorrow. The Orthodox monastery of St. Michael's became a hospital after the first violence on December 1st. And you can see how in other churches as well, the faithful, the population was welcomed. Welcomed with their wounds, welcomed with their broken bones, welcomed with their cut heads. It's the Maidan calling. This is, I was speaking with a Tatar hat, a Muslim hat given to me by Mustafa Jibiliev. This is December 11th. In the morning, went through the night, the riot police were trying to clear the Maidan. And we bishops came out onto the Maidan to support this desire for dignity. And I wore a Muslim hat to show the unity of our country. There were liturgies on the Maidan, a wedding, confession in the snow. The church was trying to be a peacemaker. All of the churches worked together. All the confessions. This is the first Greek Catholic. They are insistent, these young people. Sorry. This is the first Greek Catholic tent. Then a bigger one was developed. Many of you know Konstantin Sigov. He is there on the right. We are in this chapel 25 minutes before this happened. On February 18th, when Yanukovych said, "You have to leave the Maidan or we will attack." And the riot police attacked and threw incendiary grenades. And this chapel burned down. This priest was able only to rescue the chalice and the gospel book. December 18th was the prelude to the massacre, February 18th was the prelude to the massacre on February 20th. When unarmed citizens in that beautiful square in the center of the city were mercilessly killed by snipers, shooting at the distance of 100 meters. They can kill at the distance of 2 kilometers. 80 people were killed that day. Nazar, the youngest. Igor Kostenko, this year voted by Wikipedia the Wikipedian of the Year, a student of Lviv National University. These beautiful young people that wanted to break with the corruption and wanted to join Europe. Funerals on the Maidan. One of our faculty members at the Ukrainian Catholic University, 28 years old, a very promising historian. He had been leading protests for the last years. And on February 20th, Bogdan was killed. The different people killed that day. They came from different parts of the country. Even from Crimea, even from Donetsk. And they were called the Heavenly Hundred. The churches were together. Les églises et les religions ont prié et ont parlé ensemble. There were 4 points that, beginning on December 10th, all of the religious communities of Ukraine declared together. The government needs to listen to the people, no violence, you cannot divide the country, and dialogue is the only way out. All of these points were one consensus, including the participation of the Moscow Patriarchate Church in Ukraine. the Protestants, the evangelicals, the Jews, the Buddhists. In the end, after much sacrifice in June, the association agreement was signed, and 4 weeks ago, it was ratified, both in Brussels, in Europe, and in Kyiv. The Maidan won, but it was punished, because freeing oneself of fear and leading to dignity makes you uncontrollable. And so this movement for dignity was punished by war. First, the annexation of Crimea. No Russian troops, just the little green men with no insignia. The Ukrainian army, without arms, in a non-violent way, went to confront the Russian soldiers. This is Colonel Mamchur, going forward just with the Ukrainian flag. A Navy Academy student crying as he is forced to take down in Crimea the Ukrainian flag. Mustafa Dzhemiliev, the leader of the Tatars who was expelled from Crimea. The Tatars are the indigenous group there who have lived there for 600 years. 5,000 people came to the border. Crimean Tatars came to the border of the Crimean Peninsula to greet him on the day commemorating the Russian-led massacre, the Soviet massacre of the Tatars in 1944, when the whole Tatar population, in a genocidal way, was deported to Siberia. Many people have left Crimea. The leaders are persecuted. Some of the churches are also enduring difficulties. Of course, there's great economic issues. The gas shelf around Crimea is very promising for the future. And of course, the war in the east. First, some separatists, so-called separatists, began taking government buildings, and then the support began coming in from the northern neighborhood. We have almost forgotten that 298 people from different countries were shot down in Malaysian airliner 17. Here is the rocket launcher with 3 out of the 4 missiles returning back to Russia. 1 missile gone. A priest that was tortured for 10 days from the Greek Catholic Church, a Catholic, Roman Catholic priest who was kidnapped, another Roman Catholic priest, 8 Protestant believers, including 2 deacons who were killed by the terrorists, 3 Orthodox priests killed. The UN says 375,000. The number is actually more than 500,000 of people displaced. Official statistics say 3,000–4,000 killed. Many people say 5,000, 7,000, 8,000 people have already been killed, and thousands are wounded. And there is profound psychological trauma. Billions of dollars, of euros of infrastructure has been destroyed. What can we do? We should pray like the people of the Maidan. We need to speak the truth. We need to contradict the propaganda. As a humanitarian crisis is developing, it is important to support the wounded, the orphaned, the displaced. It is important to build homes and rebuild trust, and to foster reconciliation. Students in the West are inviting students from the East who now have difficulty studying to live with them, to study with them. And they have begun rebuilding schools and other facilities in eastern Ukraine. You and I are only a drop in the ocean, but those drops can change Ukraine. Merci beaucoup. Votre attention.